Welcome to Smart Financial and Tax Consulting, your trusted partner for all tax-related matters. Now, let's dive into the latest global developments in the two-pillar strategy. Have you ever pondered over the current global advancements in this two-pillar strategy? Your curiosity is about to be satisfied. This week, some crucial developments have been noticed that are reshaping the landscape of this strategic approach. Today, we shall delve into them. On the 6th of March, Corwin, the esteemed director of the OECD Center for Tax Policy and Management, graced the ITR Women's Tax Forum in New York with a keynote speech. He shed light on Pillar 2, inclusiveness and the impact of taxation on gender equality, affirming that the OECD will persist in developing guidelines, consulting stakeholders, and ensuring certainty and stability when the new regulations come into play. A day earlier, on the 5th of March, Christopher Bello from the Office of International Tax Counsel at the U.S. Treasury Department indicated that the U.S. negotiators for Pillar 1 were working towards stronger results to provide more tax certainty and Amount B, sometimes referred to as Phase 2. Fast forward to the 8th of March, Alan Cole from the Tax Foundation in the US suggested that the United Nations should prioritize coordination, simplification, and cross-border investment to strengthen international tax cooperation. He shared 3 lessons from the OECD initiative. Large multilateral agreements often fail. The relative success of Pillar 2 only occurs under special circumstances, and implementation requires strength. On the 7th of March, Mai Xuan Than, the director of the General Department of Taxation at the Ministry of Finance in Vietnam, mentioned that the ministry is currently reviewing incentive policies to support the investment activities of foreign direct investment (FDI) companies. This is because Vietnam launched the global minimum tax earlier this year. After a public consultation period, the Greek government submitted a draft law to the Parliament on the 7th of March to implement the EU Minimum Tax Directive 2022-2523. The draft law's impact assessment showed that Greece considered the Pillar 2 legislation in Belgium, Germany, Ireland, France, Italy, the Netherlands, and Austria when drafting its own. On the 6th of March, the Belgian government submitted a revision to its minimum tax law to Parliament. The revision proposes 12 amendments to the Belgian minimum tax law, applicable to fiscal years beginning from the 31st of December, 2023. The Dutch company, Fugro, argued in an appeal to the EU's highest court on the 5th of March that the EU General Court was wrong to rule that it lacked standing to challenge the EU's implementation of the global minimum tax law. On the same day, the Joint Committee on Taxation in the US released a report estimating that if the Pillar 1 Amount A rules had been in effect in 2021, the US federal tax revenue would have suffered a loss of $1.4 billion. However, the report noted that estimating the impact of Pillar 1 on US federal revenue is complex and uncertain, and did not consider any interaction with the Pillar 2 rules or the corporate alternative minimum tax. On the 9th of March, the U.S. Treasury Department announced plans to incorporate relevant provisions from the OECD administrative guidelines and stakeholder feedback when drafting regulations on the interaction between U.S. dual consolidated losses and the global minimum tax. This decision emphasizes the U.S.'s commitment to align its tax policies with international standards, aiming to curb tax evasion and ensure fair competition. Finally, on the 7th of March, Republicans at the House Ways and Means Subcommittee on Tax Policy hearing questioned the efficacy of the Pillar 1 Amount A Multilateral Convention, MLC, and its ability to curb the spread of the Digital Services Tax, DST. They also expressed concerns about the US giving up billions of dollars in revenue to other countries, including China, and stressed that congressional support is necessary for the success of the MLC. That's all the updates we have for this week. Stay tuned for more insights into the ever-evolving world of the dual pillar strategy.